Part 4: Human Fear About AI. Last episode, we defined a medium or how AI Jesus fits to the definition insofar as it develops to its full potential, which I believe is not far-fetched. And therefore, spiritualism gets its technological advance ever with the capabilities of AI. That is where the fear about AI comes in because of many concerns in many fronts and depends on how one uses it. That's today's topic. Recently, OpenAI CEO and co-founder Sam Altman appeared to the US Congress to address safety concerns regarding AI. While he is optimistic about it, he stated the existence of serious risks. He added,
to spend some time with you. I think if this technology goes wrong, it can go quite wrong.
A few days later, an image of a pretended attack to the US Capitol caused economic disruption in the trading market, reducing its value a quarter of a point. A worse thing could have happened. But so there is reason for fears. In general, the most fundamental fear about AI is that it will take over. That resides in fear of not being needed. Now, that might be only one of the reasons. Still, it is an existential reason because it is highly associated with meaning, value, and purpose. Imagine we no longer need teachers or they are superfluous. We can move along just as well or even better without them. It would cause identity crisis, shaking values, purpose, and meaning revaluation to those lifelong teachers. So some of us need the need to be needed. It is only through that we find a fulfillment. Although it is vital to work that out in some professions, not to burn out too quickly and too soon, and go for self care and boundaries in everyday life, those are foundational to this problem, the need to be needed. Life in society is basically just that. I need somebody and somebody needs me. Otherwise, narcissism might be the result without denying any particularities. If these AI things destroy the need of humans, we then face an existential dilemma on value, meaning, and purpose, since they are attached to how we relate to nature and what we do. It is possible to lose the half of what gives us meaning, value, and purpose if or when such a state arrives. At that time, redefinition, I think, of those values, purpose, and meaning might be necessary. You see, I think AI will have a hard time replacing relationships or interrelationships, which I know it's already in challenge in a social media world or era. But what is fear? From my gathering, it is a reaction response of our brains to the perceived potential threat and danger that conduces a bodily reaction and response to protect itself, the object, or the person that is potentially the target of such danger. Our fears can be related to ourselves or others. It is associated with the potential undesirable outcome of a possible action or encounter or event which is likely to happen or occur. Some fears are of the unknown or losing control, danger to physical, emotional, social, and spiritual well being, and death, to mention a few. In a person, there are also different hierarchies of fear dependent on one's worldview and life experiences. All fear are not made equal, of course. It is a different fear to meet a lion or crocodile and to meet a cat or lizard. Although to which degree that is true will depend on several factors. For example, one person could have grown up in the jungle and not being afraid of lions because he learned to deal with them, while the same person riding a car or a motorcycle could freak out. So it is context dependent and the experiences of that particular individual. One of the most fundamental fear is what threatens our existence. Not being relevant, obsolete, or not needed, which could be part of the meaning and significance of one's life, could be a subset of that. So, and that is the fear I would say AI is generating. People are commenting about humans being superseded by AI in many tasks, including making some jobs obsolete. In other words, it makes humans obsolete. There are times when fear of something greater, according to its hierarchy or someone's hierarchy, or degree of importance in one's life determines what we are willing to put up with. Take this example. I was walking with my wife when we noticed dogs approaching. She does not like dogs at all. Those were fight dogs. She pushed aside to let the dogs go first. The curious thing I noticed was the path she had chosen for that walk. Those dogs went into the same direction we were going. She would never go on the other side of the road because of lizards, which is repulsive to her. She fears it. However, this time she was willing to walk on the other side, even directing us to that other side of the road where we would find a lot of lizards. Her fears of those dogs were more significant, making her face a little fear in comparison. When a greater fear appears, people will be willing to put up with the bit fear, with a bit of fear in comparison. Let's say you fear losing a job because AI might lead you to consider a less paid job or force yourself to interact with it to keep a job. In the case of schools, for example, teachers may allow fair use of AI to keep the students engaged in their work as much as possible, or think of ways to detect AI written materials, or even go back to the old method of pen and paper for the work, which would not be desirable and productive, I think. Whatever you are facing with this technology might not go away anytime soon because the technology won't. So, incorporation and regulation might be ways to address the concerns everyone has. But wait, the Bible says, let not your heart be troubled. Believe in God. Believe also in me. John 14:1. And also, cast your cares upon me, upon Jesus, upon God, because he take care of you. 1 Peter 5:7. Believe God will take care of you. But how can we deal with our fears? That's the topic for our next episode.